Hello. Oh my gosh. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Shoot, where'd it go? Oh noes. There it is. Hello, hello. There we go. Much better. All right, welcome in. Today is another stream. Admittedly, I think 10 streams in 2 weeks might have been a little much for me. I normally have been trying to make a post and be more consistent in posting. I thought I had one prepared for Fate's Masquerade. I did not, unfortunately. So I forgot, and I feel really bad because it's not like I was really excited for this game. I'm really looking forward to it. I think part of the reason I got thrown off is because I went to go make outfits, and as you might be able to tell, I'm wearing a different outfit than I was in the earlier thumbnail, and that is because I took a second look at the press kit and I found the character art and saw that the main character was wearing an entirely different outfit than the one I saw. Now, the one I saw was from a screenshot. It was. So I was like, oh, that's the outfit that she must be wearing. It turns out this is a queen who has multiple outfits. I respect that. I decided to do the main character sprite outfit. I do like it. It's blue. I do think the yellow wasn't quite right. I should have made it more goldy, but I also really liked kind of how bright it was. So it was kind of like a mixed feeling. But I did change it last minute. I do like it though. This is very different. But it's also kind of like more how do I say this? It feels more fancy than my previous one, which the other one was good too. I like that. I like the idea that I had. And it also kind of worked well. But I do like this one. And I do think that making an outfit last minute did kind of throw me off because not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. It's always fun to make outfits, but I was like so prepared. I made all the outfits for each of the Otome games last week. I made all the thumbnails earlier. I've been making multiple drafts and multiple posts, and I was like, wow, I'm really on top of my game. And halfway through, I stumbled. The midpoint is where I tripped over a rock. We'll get there. We'll get there. But anyways, it's super exciting, super fun. I will post about this after because I'll be honest, I normally have all my assets on a different setup. This is my streaming setup, so I unfortunately, unless I it sounds so fancy, but really it's like one of them is an old setup, so I am used to like designing and things on there. And my streaming setup is a new setup, and I keep it really minimal just for streaming. I feel bad. It's okay. It's okay. We're fine. Also, I have realized that 4 times a week is the perfect amount of streams for me. I don't think I could quite sustain my energy quite as well in 5 streams, so we will go back to 4 streams a week. This was fun. I don't mind doing it once in a while, but I think back to back really was a lot for me. I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I was able to do it. I'm glad we got to try a bunch of games. I also want to talk a little bit about yesterday's game. So Love Limit is really fun for me. I do really like the writing. It really made me laugh, which you guys might remember. It's kind of rare for me to like laugh out, to like burst into laughter at writing. But the sister of the main character just hit all my buttons. All of my wrong buttons because I am very, how do I say this? My preference when it comes to reading stories is to have a main character and have the people closest to her, even if it's not her family. It's just like whoever is closest to them to be on their side. So when I saw that the sister not only, like, you can say that she is, I don't know, naive, you could say that she is foolish, you can say that she is, I want to be pragmatic, but she hits on my buttons. She is a character who does not think about the consequences of her actions. You can argue all that, but for me, it just really turned me off. So I started skipping her parts, because every time I read her dialogue, it made me more frustrated. What do you mean you were going to use your sister as a sacrifice and she chose to bring you along when she was like going with the aliens? What do you mean that you invited the paparazzi to their house? You doxed your sister and you can live a different life, but now your sister will not be able to live in peace if it wasn't for Egan? That really. That was kind of like my line in the sand. That was it. I couldn't believe that she doxed her sister for the sake of promoting her non existent business, even though she was the cause of the alien invasion. I do think the love interest is really interesting and the writing was great, but that sister really, really PMO'd me. It really made me. I didn't want to say it a lot. It really pissed me off. As an older sister, that first time around, I would have sat her down. We would not have gotten takeout. I would have lectured her for hours. Just my thoughts. If you are interested in the game, and I do think it's a good game, you should definitely check it out. It is on Steam, it is free, and it is really beautifully drawn, and it has great writing and dialogue. I think I will continue it again, but it will be in the daytime so I can have a lot of sweet treats and caffeine. I do want to see what happens to Egan, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I wanted to mention it because I do feel bad. I always try to be very honest with you. If I like a game, I like it. If I don't like it, that's okay. That's fine. That might just be my own preference. But at the same time, I don't like making streams where it's not a good experience, not entertaining, not interesting. Some people like watching people rage, but I think can pretty comfortably say that you guys probably don't anticipate that from me, and also probably don't enjoy that kind of content for me. I also don't think I rage in like a funny way where people can laugh at it. I think I rage in like oh wow, she really doesn't like it. So I try to be very measured, especially because I recognize like it is just my own preference. It can still be a good game, and if you like it, that's great for you. I just did not enjoy the character. That was it. That was it. I said more than I wanted to, but I wanted to be very clear about it. It's still a great game. I still will try it. We'll complete it at a later date. But yeah, what else? Oh, there is another game. I was hoping I could squeeze it in, but unfortunately, I'm glad I didn't. I think 5 games was a lot for me. Hi, Aldo, welcome in. The other game was Of the Lilies. It is a side scrolling 2D game. It's very cute. But what is so interesting is that have you ever heard the phrase, would you choose if you had to wait, would you if you had to choose between me and the world, what would you choose? That's the kind of energy this game is. Of the Lilies is a game where the love interest you choose might end up being who you have to give up. And by give up, I mean like gonzo, dunzo, in order to save the world. And that's so interesting to have those kind of stakes involved. They do have multiple characters, and they do have a demo for the Steam Ultimate Game Celebration. If you guys are interested, you can check it out in the description. For me, I love the trope, would you burn the world for me? It's fun. It's fun to explore in fiction. But I do think it's interesting to have an ultimate game with those kind of stakes. I didn't get to fit it in, but I will be playing it for another event later this month, so keep an eye out for that. I am mentioning it. They do also will be having a Kickstarter, so I'll probably talk about that when I play the game. Yeah, it's gonna be super, super interesting because I think it's always like you should check a website, absurd trolley problems. I think I've seen that. I think I've seen it because I saw a couple of VTubers do streams about it. I think that might be it. Yeah. It's really, really. It's one of those really crazy ones that's really fun to do with your friends. I think making those kind of stake choices totally fine. Totally fine. And honestly, it's because like you have to be partially invested in order to really feel the stakes. And that's why I think there are things that it does test how much of a utilitarian you are. Yeah. Yeah. You learn things about people when you come to these kind of discussions. I think one of the things about college is even hearing your friends discuss topics in class, you kind of learn different sides of them based on their views, which can be good and also sometimes lead to be like, oh, I didn't realize you thought that way. I think it's important to like, hmm, there's nothing wrong with having differing views, but definitely there are things that you probably wouldn't normally talk about. So you don't find out these things, and it's just a matter of whether these things are, how important these things are to you. For me, I've had, actually, I don't want to go too much into this topic. I think that's a little too much, and I don't think I have the bandwidth to properly express myself in regard to that kind of conversation. But it is very interesting. You taught an ethics class this semester. Oh, interesting. Honestly, one of the classes I really wanted to take when I was in college was a philosophy class with a specific professor because uh, he did allow us to submit topics for our own debates, and I thought that was really interesting. Unfortunately, his class was full, but I think that would have been really fun. Most students like utilitarianism. I think it's one of those things where, let me just make sure I know the definitions before I answer because sometimes you think you know it. Morally right action is the action that produces the most good. I think that, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So when you come to things, when you're taking a decision and you know that that decision will be disadvantage to some people, it can be tough for some people to swallow that you cannot do some that even something that is for the majority. Sorry, if something is good for the majority, there will always be people who maybe are left out or people who may be disadvantaged by it, and that's always really tough. I think when you're younger to have that mindset. If I can give an example, it would be like establishing, I'm sorry, probably this might be contentious. Establishing public transportation and where you have to establish it in specific routes. I feel like even though we recognize that public transportation is an absolute great benefit to the greater population, there will always be people who feel that there are certain people who are being put out for it, whether it be because of their property, whether it be because of certain impacts to certain locations and things like that. But ultimately, it's just whether you believe that the majority benefit outweighs those disadvantages, or if you find yourself as part of the people who would majorly benefit from it. That's what I've taken from it. Utilitarianism is the ethical view that only the overall utility of world states matter for morality. A calculus to compute how much good and evil result for an action. Oh, the action is only permissible if it results in more good than evil. Yeah, that's the thing. That's also the thing, right? That's also based on your own value. I didn't realize that it had such I guess like my online definition of it was pretty light, but I appreciate you sharing that definition with me. Yeah. Define not only your definition of good, but also your definition of evil, right? Because some people, when they hear something, hmm, I feel like I could discuss this more, but maybe this isn't the stream to do it. But it's very interesting as a topic, and it's definitely one of the reasons why I really wanted to take a philosophy class when I was in college. It's always very interesting because you could talk about this forever, right? Because everyone has different views on it. Very, very interesting. But you know what? Where do we go back? Hold on. We're gonna go onto the stream so I can let you guys hear the music. Yeah. Was it that what made him famous, or was that just one of the views that he was famous for? All right, go over here. Oh, there it is. Definitely, but I do appreciate having the discussion. It is fun. I do like talking about things like this. And I enjoy learning about things like this. So thank you for sharing. So, oh, interesting, interesting. I think his name is familiar to me, but just not at the moment. All right. So this is Fate Masquerade. It is an Otome game. It is dark fantasy. I could not think of a title for it, only because all because my titles were really cheesy. I think, what was the other? Let me tell you some of my example titles. I wrote down a couple drafts. It was Will I Choose Love? Uncovering the Truth. Will it... It was like all these, how do I say this? Have you guys ever read those love romance novels where it was like... Choose your heart, or your heart speaks, It's like... It's not cheesy, but it's very dramatic. And that was the kind of vibes this game gave me, but in a fun way, because it's actually a manhwa art-inspired game. So if you enjoy like romance fantasy manhwas where it's about a lot of political intrigue and things like that, Fate's Masquerade might be for you. For me, I was intrigued because the art was gorgeous. I was also interested as someone who reads a lot of manhwa. I think one of the things that a lot of people have kind of talked a lot about is like, would you survive in isekai? Would you survive if you were put in a novel and things like that? And I feel like I'm going to put that to the test today, because the backstory is that my character is the remaining, only surviving member of a fallen noble family. I don't really know why. So I am entering the court, which is, I believe, the palace. And I'm saying this because I was basing it off the description. I don't really know. I try to be very hands off, so I wouldn't get spoiled. And then I wanted to go through the game for the first time with you guys. But the main character enters the palace, meets two men in particular, both are the love interests, and she has to figure out whether she will uncover the truth. Will she also find love in the process, or will she be lost amongst all the political intrigue and the people trying to trip her up? I thought that was very interesting. Will I be any good at it? I don't know. I think this may be the first game where I will struggle with the choices, but we shall see. Now let me just adjust the music. I think it's a little quiet. Hold on, I'm gonna mute for a second. Okay, I couldn't hear it, and I was like, oh my gosh, but it was because because it was overlapping, I couldn't hear it. Hold on, we're gonna make this a little higher. Okay. Are you also a villainess asking for a friend? So I don't think you are a villainess. I think this is not a reincarnation or Sekai story. What this is that you are just a regular person in this world whose family has fallen, and now you're trying to find out the truth. Yes. Now, if you're interested in villainous isekai otome games, I have a couple that I did not play, but I was very interested in, that I plan to play in future games. So if that is your jam, definitely keep an eye out on the schedule. There's a really infamous one that unfortunately I did miss out. They had a Kickstarter, but it is exactly an isekai villainous otome game with political intrigue, I believe. So if that is your jam, just keep an eye out. Welcome in, Plinko. Now, without further ado, let's go into the game. And let me know if like the music or the sound get too much at any time. Oh, you were really asking for a friend? Oh, for once it wasn't just like a wink wink nudge nudge. It was really for a friend. This is a demo. Let's go. Wow, look at how pretty the art is. Golden ribbons of sunlight pour through the window and blanket me in warmth as I nestle on my mother's lap. She breathes life into the pages of a book with her low melodic voice. And by the way, one of the key points of this game is that they have animated sprites. My father kneels in front of me and ruffles my hair with his large hands. Ouch! Look, that's me! She's so cute and tiny! Oh, I look just... Oh, okay, I have my dad's hair and my mom's eyes. Dad, your hand is so rough! Ha 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 ha. My little girl is 6 years old already? You're growing too fast. You can join me on the training ground soon. It's okay, it's a kid nose. And sometimes you just need to grow into them. Don't listen to him, sweetheart. Don't be a warrior, be a scholar like me. Solve problems with your brain, not your brawn. Happy birthday, sis. I have a big brother. I know you'll excel at whatever you choose. Choose carefully. All your choices matter. I'll be both. I want to be a warrior. I want to be a scholar. Can I save? Okay, look at all these save slots. You know they are prepared when they give you a gajillion save slots. Let's go. Okay. I'm gonna be a scholar. I'll be honest. I'll be a scholar. Wait, Here's the thing. I truly believe it's important to educate yourself, and it is a privilege to receive an education, so you should definitely, if you are able to, obtain an education in the form that you are the best able to get. I do also believe now that physical fitness is really important as someone who is older. Yeah, if you can be both, why not, right? You get to read more books if you're in a scholar route. Exactly. Warrior mage hybrids tend to be extremely OP. That's true. That's true. Like, I think if you're able to have a balance, it's like, you really can't argue with it. You really can't argue with having both the brain to think of plans and also perhaps learn different techniques, and then have the physical fitness to actually be able to execute said plans. So I think we're gonna be both. I'll be a scholar warrior. Oh wait, she does have a nose. Look at that. It's just small. She'll grow into it. Now that's a novel idea. Then you have to work twice as hard. I will. The love and laughter fill the room. Their smiles are as warm and bright as sunlight. Okay, he who shall not be named, and she shall not be compared to. Mom? Dad? I am under the bed? Dang, this is like a movie. This is crazy. Little lady, hurry. We must get you to your mom. Is she good or is she bad? Where are you, little lady? Oh, I think she's bad. This is no time for games. We must leave at once, before the fire swallows our path. Where did you go, little lady? Her voice trembles with panic. Oh, okay. I thought she was here to, like, finish the job. Okay, we're going to save. I am going to back away and see what happens, because I feel like should be cautious until your parents come for you. But if I'm wrong, we'll go back. Come out, little lady. Oh, shoot. Oh, scary. Little lady? Where could she have gone? If you have a bajillion of those save files, you use them. If I stay here, she'll find me eventually. I need to get out of here. Who are you? Grab the fireplace poker. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Very epic. We're gonna be active. I roll toward the hearth and grab the iron poker. See? Physical prowess. Physical prowess. Also, the music's a little bit loud for my taste. Very epic, though. A jolt of force shoots through my arms. Ouch! Die! No! Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention that this game does have depictions of violence. Sorry about that. Dad! That was a great parry. Go find our son. I'll get her to safety. Be careful. Let's get out of here. Whoa, these look like spirit flames. That's really cool. Hi, Double Red, welcome in. I'm so sorry you had to come in at that moment. But don't worry, it might just get more intense from here. The flames snap at us like starving dogs while distant screams tear through the night. My mother shields me, pushing me forward through the blaze. Listen carefully. She places something hard in my palm. Be brave. Be smart. Our legacy must live on. Yes, Mom. What is happening? Hi, Orvi. We are in the middle of a tragic backstory for our main character here. We had a happy childhood, but tragedy struck, and we are getting it in anime Otome novel form. It's very cool. No! The same wretched nightmare again. Is it a dream or a memory? I'm not quite certain. I grab the ring that hangs on a delicate chain around my neck. The signet ring is real. So how much of the nightmare is real? With a heavy heart, I slowly lie down and stare at the dancing shadows on the wall. It's difficult to fall back asleep after waking up from this reoccurring nightmare. Even if I do, the sleep is restless and light. Alright, we're gonna save here. I do want to choose some different options and see how those work. So, let's load. Yes. Okay. What if we go forward? There you are! Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I knew it! Whoa! My instincts were right. She lied. You see, you don't trust the first person that comes in. Never go out, never trust someone unless they're your parents. Pretty much. Dodge and run for the door. I duck as his sword whistles through the air, missing my head by a hair. My bare feet hit the floor as I bolt for the doorway, but he pivots with terrifying speed and... You know, maybe I do have really good survival instincts. Somehow, both of my choices saved me. But you know what you needed in order to survive? Physical fitness. I know, but these are me going through the other options. I technically didn't die in my own choices. I'm doing the alternate, like the alternate universes to see what would have happened if I chose differently. Alright, the morning finally breaks after a long sleepless night. I trace the ridges of the signet ring with my finger, then carefully put it away in my jewelry box. Hello, this is how I look. My given name is... We'll stick with Serafina. It is the last thing we have from our parents. Also, I think you can kind of see where I was going with the yellow. Yeah, let's go! She grew into her nose. And also, I love her outfit. It is so pretty. I wish I could have had the lace underneath, but at least I kind of got the neckline. And also, her sleeves are gorgeous. I really like those sleeves. Whoa, my family name is Montclair. I woke up in an orphanage in Outerwile where girls were trained to become governesses. Ooh. And I could not remember the events of my past. Everyone called me Serafina Montclair, but I was certain that I had once had a different name. At first, the sound of every opening door, every shifting window, and every creaking floorboard filled me with fear. I feared that someone had come to finish me off. 1 year passed, then 2, then many more. No one came. One day, I realized that in order to overcome my fear, I had to face it. It was time to take the initiative. I needed to uncover the truth about what happened in my past. Maybe then the nightmares will finally stop. I graduated at the top of my class. Then I accepted a position as a governess for an earl far from the orphanage. In every spare moment, I searched for answers. I scoured every book in the Outer Wall library for an emblem that matched the one on my signet ring, but I found nothing. As if by fate, the imperial family is seeking a governess for their young princess. It is not only the most prestigious governess position in the empire, but it also grants access to the imperial library. Rumor has it that the library is a vast repository housing every record in existence. I applied with little expectation, but to my astonishment, I was offered an interview. I need to win this position. No, I must win this position. Today I am heading to Drakkenberg, the imperial capital. This marks the beginning of a new chapter. And I pray to all the gods, let me finally discover the secrets of my past. Yeah, it is. The cool thing about this one is that they have animated sprites. So sometimes you'll see them like blink and turn their heads. It's really cool. Chapter 1. We were just in the prologue until now. The journey from Outer Wall to the Drakkenberg, the heart of the Empire, takes a whole month. Realistic, let's go. The map is available in the menu. I forgot to show you guys. Hold on. Let me just say for a second. Really cool thing is we have a map. The art is gorgeous in this game. Look at the map. So, we were in... where were we? Outer Wall. And our childhood home was here, which is the orphanage. And then now we're going all the way to... wait, wasn't it Drakkenberg? Oh, here. Over here. Drakkenberg, the capital. So this takes a month. As you can see, this is so cool. Honestly, I think they were gonna do more of the map in the future, but it's really cool to have like a visual of where everything is. A canon map. Anyways. Excuse me. The mountains I know soften into rolling fields of flowers and then rise sharply again. The flavors of cuisine gradually change from one region to the next. The people's faces and accents take on distinct features shaped by the lands they call home. But the capital is unlike them all. The city pulses with restless energy that feels both boundless and insatiable. The horses seem to gallop faster. The crowds press tighter. Everyone moves as if racing an unseen clock. When the Imperial Palace finally comes into view, the sight steals my breath away. That is gorgeous. It's very Disney castle-esque. You always thought that carriages move faster than they do, but I guess they can do like 20 miles a day. I think they can. I can't say whether... It's arguably if you are going faster because they are less considerate for you, or if they are able to have like a higher class carriage, lower class carriage. I think there's a lot of factors, but typically, I think that... I'm trying to think, because I actually saw someone calculate how long it takes a carriage to move something in Naruto, and I was trying to remember those specifics. Shoot, okay, sorry, I started the thought and I couldn't finish. Unpaved roads were the main factor. Yeah, that and like the changing terrain, right? And also like having to carry your food with you for the horses and all the people on the carriage. And not only that, by dealing with like bandit attacks or like finding water sources and things like that. I'm sure there were like routes they knew, but there were definitely a lot of factors into like the length of the journey so that they would have appropriate places to rest and go. The horse's strength. Yeah, definitely. One of the first factors to consider because the horses have to last the entire journey, right? Well, I guess technically if they could, they would have set up certain stops at certain towns so that they could probably switch out their horses and get fresh horses, but who knows? The white marble walls gleam like crystal in the twilight. The golden trimmings reflect the fading sunlight, sparkling so magically that they seem almost alive. My spirit soars at the sight of the beating heart of the great Ravensburg Empire. That's some patriotism. I'm just saying, as someone who is very experienced with tragic backstories, I don't think you're gonna feel very patriotic. This is just my intuition. My elation is matched only by my nervousness. If they set up stops and swap the horses, they could do 3 times that distance. Yeah, I think it's just like whether or not they were wealthy enough to include all these factors, or if they were just like a regular merchant with just their horse and carriage and just trying to make their rounds, you know? For my future rest on tomorrow's interview, it will determine whether I stay here or return to Outer Wild. And the Isekai fan says inspect church. Yes, definitely. Oh, if anyone is curious, in this Otome game, the 2 love interest is a prince and the general. Unfortunately, we don't have a cold duke of the north, or like a mage, or a foreign prince warrior, but still very fun and they look great. One is dark-haired and red-eyed, of course, and the other is blonde-haired and blue-eyed. So we got both. We will see who will win out in the end. If they win out at all. The servants have escorted me to the governess's room. I should be preparing for tomorrow's interview, but look at that view. I don't know about that. Drawn by the palace's grandeur, I take a book with me and wander into the gardens to read. I find this, like, oh my gosh, the art in this is so gorgeous. I legitimately feel like I'm reading a manhwa. It's so detailed and intricate, and look at that. The blur in the distance and the close-up, and oh my gosh. Stunning. I find a secluded bench surrounded by the blooming flowers and let the floral fragrance surround me. Oh, look, it's them! I can hardly believe it. I thought it was kids. Both of them? I told you today felt special. Your Highnesses. Look at them go! The background reminds you of a manhwa. It's gorgeous. The Imperial Princess. Oh wait, sorry, that was my voice. The Imperial Princess. I squint against the setting sun, but I can only make out their silhouettes against the fading light. Then sunset swallows them as they disappear down the path. Oh, I didn't know they were both princes, though. By the heavens, they are so handsome. I almost forgot how to breathe. Is it just me, or does the crown prince seem taller every time I see him? He's not taller, you're just intimidated. Well, can you blame me? He's a legend. The Great Unification wouldn't have happened without him. That's true. He's been leading troops ever since Ravensburg's first campaign when he was just 14 years old. That's a total of 12 years. Oh, so she's 18 now. Like the main character is 18. He's 26. Yes, he only stopped last year when the conquest finally ended. Why did it stop? We still don't have Winterhaven and Almareth. I like how they're talking about conquering territories as if that's just like normal breakfast food. What in the world? The old Ravensburg kingdom has tripled in size and become an empire. We can't keep expanding. Still, imagine if we conquered the entire known world. Is this what normal people think about? Interesting. Now you're just being greedy. Wars aren't just about gaining new territories, you know. People die. That's why they called Prince Maximilian the Crimson Reaper. Isn't it because of the color of the Windrake banners? No, it's because of all the bloodshed that follows in his wake. Like the roses in front of you. Then I'm glad I was born on the winning side of the war. They're probably noble daughters themselves. That's very true. You're right. They probably have that perspective. At least one of them has a little more sense. But the second prince couldn't be more different from the crown prince. He has the warmest, most angelic smile. Oh boy, as soon as you hear that in any manhwa, you know he is not how he seems. He does. Always polite, always generous. Exactly, everyone at court adores him. Well, almost everyone. Exactly, dangerous. Oh? Earl Hanroth didn't. Hanroth? Why not? I don't know. But when I passed by Prince Lucian's quarters last week, Hanroth came rushing out and nearly knocked me over. Then he just collapsed. I tried to help, but he wouldn't even look at me. He just kept muttering, "A devil. He's a devil." Yeah, that sounds about right. Wait, wasn't he found dead last week? Yes, that very same evening. They said it was gambling debts. Right after he called the prince a devil and ran away. Oh, sure. I see. I suppose even nobles can lose everything. Yes, that's crazy. Speaking of crazy, did you see the new governor's candidate today? Oh, that's me. Another candidate? How many now? 20? 30? It's an important position. They obviously want only the best. I thought for sure the one from yesterday would get the position. She was the governess to a Grand Duke's daughter. A Grand Duke's daughter. And yet she was rejected. So you saw the one today. What do you think? She has a northern accent. I'd say she's not from around here. Don't you know? The imperial family offered several interviews to several governesses from outside the capital to give the other territories a chance to serve. But we all know it's just for show. Yes, I agree. The outsiders have no chance here. Hold on. Gonna start here. Yes. We're going to interrupt them. Normally, I would just stay hidden and wait for them to leave, because let's be honest, this will happen everywhere you go, where people will discuss and share information. This is part of their... I would say part of their job, arguably, only because... I don't... how do I say this? This is kind of how they learn from each other what to do, what to avoid, and it's kind of just gossip is pretty normal. I'm not saying that it's something they are taught to each other, but this is a skill that a lot of people utilize to learn information. Of course. But I think in this case, let's be interesting and review ourselves and confront them. I do think this would be my choice, but let's see if this causes me to die. I don't know. Excuse me. I'm the governess who is attending the interview tomorrow. Would you be so kind as to point me toward the library? So I can study how to be a proper person from the capital and meet the standards that you clearly think you know how to judge. Oh my goodness, we'd better get going. Good day, governess. Well done. It takes courage to lecture the palace staff before you've even been hired. Was she being sarcastic? I suspect your interview tomorrow will be far more interesting than the 30 who came before you. My lady? If you're not already a governess to a duke or the imperial family, then your recommendation must have been exceptional. Trust in yourself. Where are you from? I'm from Outerwild. Outerwild? I was gonna do like an emphasis, but... You must have had quite the journey. It took a whole month. Everything is so different here. I know the feeling. They are so expressive. This is so cool. I am from Leavenholt. We're practically neighbors. She gives my hand a warm, gentle pat. Don't let this place intimidate you. I think fresh blood like yourself is exactly what the little princess needs. Someone with a worldly view and a perspective beyond that of nobles raised within the comfort of palace walls. Should I ask her for help with the interview? Oh, always a good idea. If you feel like you're in a good place with someone, I think it doesn't hurt to ask because the worst they can say is no. But if they do oblige, then you will be able to learn something. Do you have any advice for tomorrow's interview? Impress the princes. The princes? Of course. I was preparing to speak with a chamberlain, not the heirs to the throne. You are to teach their little sister. At least one of the two princes will come assess you. How does one impress them? Prince Maximilian can be intimidating, but you must not let his authority diminish you. As for Prince Lucian, he often knows the answers before he asks the questions. So either be honest or make it convincing. Thank you, I'll keep that in mind. Well then, I should be on my way. Good luck tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to ask her name. It's alright, if I secure my position tomorrow, we'll definitely meet again. Thanks to her, I feel more confident about my interview tomorrow. Interview day is upon me. Wow. My legs feel unsteady with nerves as I step into the palace's lobby. Whoa. It is whoa. Good morning, Governess Montclair. Welcome to the Imperial Palace. I am the head butler, Mr. Griffin. I hope you had a good night's rest after your long journey. Yes, the accommodation was very comfortable, thank you. I am pleased to hear it. Today's interview is a trial. You will spend the day taking care of Her Highness. I think you mean he really cleaned up. And you will receive the result of your assessment at the end of the day. Follow me, please. I barely have time to process the news before Mr. Griffin leads me down a labyrinth of ornate corridors. My mind whirls with scenarios when my eyes try to take in the palace's beauty. Finally, he stops in front of an elaborate pair of double doors and pushes them open. Look at her! Wow, she kind of looks like me. She kind of looks like my mom. Your Highness, may I present Governess Montclair? She will be looking after you today. Best of luck. I will do my best to be worthy of the responsibility. Hi! Wow, your hair is silver like snow. Nanny says snow is cold. Are you cold? How clever of you, Your Highness. But thankfully my hair is not cold. Would you like to touch it? Amelia puts her little hand on my hair. Oh, it's soft as silk, but warm like a kitten. So, what would you like to do today? I spent all of yesterday indoors with the other governess. Can we do something outside today? Absolutely. Do you like flowers? Yes, yes. Hold on, I'm not doing a very convincing kid voice. Especially the ones that smell nice. Perfect. How about I teach you to paint some pretty flowers today? Alright. Very good. Just soften the curve a little here at the tip of the petal. Amelia adjusts her painting to the best of her ability. But it's apparent that art isn't her strength. That's certainly colorful. I give her an encouraging smile. Here we go, the dark-haired, red-eyed crown prince. He's not the co-duke of the north, but he's the crown prince, Maximilian Windrake, the fearsome supreme commander of the Great Unification, the living legend of imperial history. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to give him a voice that gives him justice. Imagine an Ikemen voice, okay? You must be the governess. Yes, yes. Get yourself together, Serafina. You're stammering like a fool. I square my shoulders and steady my voice. It is a great honor to meet you, Your Highness. What are you doing, Amelia? Maximilian, do you like my drawing? What are you drawing? Peonies, of course. Good effort. I don't understand. Why have you chosen to teach art on your trial day? Because I'm lazy? Who is going to? Hold on. I don't... Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna say that in an interview, I don't think there is necessarily a right and a wrong answer, but that's definitely not it. I'm going to. It'll be good content. Ah, you're right. Alright, I'll show you what the answer is like, and then I'll pick the one I like. We'll do both. Oh, this is gonna kill me. I set up the paint, the brush, and the paper. She does the rest. Easy peasy, and I go snoozing. Oh my god. Okay. I don't... Let's watch if his expression changes. Look at... You can't be serious. And how do you know I'm not? Because someone with that philosophy would have never reached the interview stage. Then why are you questioning me as if I don't know what I'm doing? Terrorizing yet another poor soul, I see. Was that a good answer? It's like legitimately shocking him, but I don't know how I feel. Like, we almost saw a different cutscene. She's not a soldier, Maximilian. You really ought to break that terrible habit of yours. I hope that isn't the correct answer. It would be really funny if it was. No, I agree. It definitely has an impact, but I think it's a really funny answer. He is Lucian Windrake, the Duke of Goldencrest and the second prince. While his brother conquered kingdoms, Prince Lucian integrated them into the Ravensburg Empire through astute diplomacy. What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. You must be the governess. Good morning, Your Highness. The honor is mine. If you lowered your intimidation factor by even half, my dear brother, fewer ladies would flee in terror when you're near. I'd rather he doesn't. Because he's already engaged to me. Victoria Rosemore is the only daughter of the Grand Duke of Florendale. Her family is the wealthiest in the Empire and has military and political influence second only to that of the Imperial family. She made her debut several years ago and was dubbed the Diamond of the Court. She has received countless proposals from suitors across the Empire, but she has refused them all. That is, until her engagement to the Crown Prince was announced earlier this year. The Imperial wedding is only a few months away. Oh, no. I don't like a man who has a fiancé. Good afternoon, Victoria. Come now, my dear. She slips her arm through his. Let's have morning tea. My apologies. I'll be convening a war council meeting soon. The unrest among the new territories has become increasingly problematic. War, war, war. Always war. You're back in the palace now. Do try to leave the battlefield behind. It's time you learned how to live at court. Fine. Alright, we're gonna save here. I think I want to go back and pick another option. You can be a villainess in a sense, you're right. Not for me though, I don't like that. Even if he says like, oh, it's for political reasons or things like that, nah. I'm just gonna say this. You are the Crown Prince, the Supreme General, and you didn't refuse an engagement because you initially thought it was favorable. If he's going to pursue someone else, he's got to deal with breaking the engagement, dealing with the fallout, and then properly getting engaged. Ain't not being the third wheel here. Oh, it switched the order. Creating something out of nothing is fun. I believe children learn best when they're allowed to explore. This is my option, by the way. Art, art lets children experiment, makes mistakes, and discover things for themselves. That seems rather unstructured. Don't you follow a curriculum? Fun is part of the curriculum. Alright, here we go. Terrorizing yet another poor soul, I see. He has no right answer. If we ask him, I feel... I don't want to ask him. Because in this sense, you were hired because of your expertise, right? You had the qualifications to be interviewed. And that's why I personally wouldn't ask him what he wants to teach, because if he did that, they would have already given you a curriculum to follow. That's just my thought. You can definitely choose the third option if you decide to try this game out for yourself. But I truly think it'd be really interesting to see which answer is more fun. Yeah, I will say that in this game, choices truly do matter. Every choice you make will lead to a different ending. I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Let me double check how many endings there are. I believe there are... I'm trying not to get them mixed up because I've been looking at a lot of Otome games. What is the 8+ endings? It was this one. And I will tell you, one of the possible endings is, this is not a spoiler, it's listed in the Steam page, it's Revolution! So, make of that of you will. It's gonna be really interesting to see. Alright, we're gonna skip this. We have read all this. Blonde hair and purple eyes. He has dark hair and red eyes, and his younger sister has orange hair and red eyes. This is a very diverse gene pool. Oops. When you click both the left and the right key at the same time, you bring up that menu, if anyone's curious. Might have different mothers. Yeah, very typical. I'm just thinking that, do all three of them have different mothers? She's very pretty though. Red hair, green eyes. Alright. Fine, but make it short. Great. There's a new Valentis patisserie in the capital that's creating quite a sensation. I had my maid fetch some this morning. We simply must try them immediately. Governess, I'll leave Amelia in your care. The hero and the beauty. Do you think they'll be happy together? Phew, wow, that's a loaded question. This is part of the interview. Alright, we'll go here. No, because the crown prince must stay single. I'm not a fortune teller. Oh my god. Okay, this is... You know when they're like, choices must matter? It's like multiple choice. There's always one answer that's right, one answer that's wrong, and one answer that's kind of right. In this case, I just think it's reasonable, funny, and funny. This is crazy. We're gonna choose a funny option, which I think... Should I say? I would never say this, but I kind of want to do this. I want to say I'm not a fortune teller. Do it? Oh my gosh. We're gonna do so many. Okay, we're gonna see what happens, okay? Let's see what happens if I say to the second prince's face. No, because the crown prince must stay single. Of course not. I rather hope their engagement falls apart. It might give me a chance at the crown prince, you crazy! You can't be serious. I'm only half serious. Oh my god. Oh my god, her sarcasm is so good. I didn't register it as sarcasm. Wowza. I like you. You're funny. If the crazy person thinks we're funny, should we be scared? Hold on, we gotta save. I feel like he says we're funny, but he's secretly gonna, like, remove us or something. Okay, I'm not a fortune teller. I wanna see what happens. Let me just look into my crystal ball. I'm sorry, it says the answer is inconclusive. What? You asked me a question only time can answer. I'm not a fortune teller, so I asked my imaginary crystal ball. Very funny. Okay, that one is the bad option. You can tell. Okay. Yes, I hope so. This is the boring answer. Wait. Would you guys want to see the third option, or would you rather we just move forward? Gotta leave a little mystery for you guys as well, if you guys want to try it out for yourselves. But I do think it was very funny. That was crazy. I do like how the choices exceed and subvert my expectations each time. That is insane. Let's just load the one that we were here. What beautiful flowers you've drawn. Did this lovely governess teach you? Yes. And are you enjoying yourself? Yes. Good. Oh dear, look at the time. Good day, governess. Good day, your highness. Find the prince's impressions of you in the fate menu. Let's go. Let's go. Let's find out how they think of me. Okay. Oh, wait. Whoa! We're at 0 of Maximilian and 100 of Lucian? We made the devil laugh. That was all. Which option do you guys think would give us higher affection of Maximilian? Or will that have to be like a later impression? Because the fact that we're already at 100 here and 0 here. Apparently Maximilian doesn't think art is fun. Wait, let me try something. Hold on. The lazy option? You're right. I want to go back and try that. Oh boy. Because I'm lazy. So we're gonna skip. No, because the crown prince must stay single. Wait, oh shoot. That's what the crown prince said too. Ha ha ha. I like you. You're funny. Okay, so we go here. I do hope you win the position. And she... Wait, why did he wink at us? Ah, shoot. It might give me a chance at the crown prince. You can't be serious. That's what the crown prince said too. Okay. Okay, so the difference is that when you say to the crown prince, hold on. Your choices with the previous choice will affect the outcome of the next choice. There are so many branching options. So in this case, he says, he winks. I do hope you win the position. Good day, your highness. Okay, now let's go. What do you mean? Should we just go for like the most unhinged option each time? So the crown prince is allergic to fun, but he thinks sarcasm is the way to go? Holy smokes. Alright, we're gonna go for the most unhinged option each time and see where that leads us. This is crazy. I don't know what kind of impression we're making, but somehow, something's in the palace water. Alright, we're gonna move forward with this save file, okay? As I resume my lesson of Amelia, I can't help but think. Have I done enough to pass my interview with the princess? The princess' schedule is packed. It's only just after morning tea and she's now attending the Imperial Ladies' Luncheon. She's surrounded by a group of noble ladies from some of the most influential families in the Empire. Meanwhile, I'm standing by to guide her through the etiquette of courtly gatherings. This shawl is from Xylos, and it took the weavers 12 months. Do you think this vibrant gold color washes out my complexion? Indeed, it's quite adequate. Perhaps a deeper shade of gold would bring it closer to true elegance. Oh, you're right. I'll send for a second order at once. Oh my god. Okay, I cannot be seen in inadequate gold. And where do they even source their materials? My silk from Lies have been delayed again. The Winterhaven barbarians have pillaged my family's trade route. It's a massacre, Rosalind. A total massacre of my wardrobe. Juliet taps her fan against the table with grave disapproval. Don't be so dramatic, Margarita. Your wardrobe isn't the problem. My Elmwick tea didn't even get delivered this season. I heard the farmers were drafted for reconstruction. Why are they rebuilding towers and bastions during harvest season? They should simply wait for winter. Calm down, ladies. Have you all forgotten that just a decade ago our empire didn't possess Lice silks or Elmwick tea? It was our conquest that brought them in, and now no proper gathering is complete without them. These temporary shortages after such a long campaign are merely growing pains. We temporarily lend our support to the new territories in exchange for favorable compacts. This is how we ensure our family's dominance over our empire's wealth for generations to come. The girls murmured their agreement and resumed their cheerful chatter. I'm not gonna hold it against them. This is very in tune with their upbringing and the way they are raised and taught. It's always hard to swallow. Also, the fact that 2 of them have long sleeves and 2 of them have short sleeves. Interesting. I wonder if they're like from north and south. I watched them nibble on dainty sandwiches, their diamonds sparkling in the sunlight. So this is what's actually served at the imperial table. Fine teas, rare silks, and a dash of exploitation? Just a dash? I think that is a whole teapot full. I excused myself for a moment to get some fresh air and process what I just heard. As I pass the flowering bushes, I hear the group behind me erupt in excitement. I turn around to follow their gaze. Prince Lucian! Come join us! He glances at his pocket watch briefly before striding toward the group. Good afternoon, ladies. Is this the garden luncheon that my sister has been telling me so much about? Yes, Lucian, look at all these cakes. Margarita gestures towards her maid, who quickly brings an empty chair over and places it beside her. Prince Lucian, come sit here. The other girls exchange quick, flushed glances, silently cursing themselves for not thinking of it first. Okay, I will say that her can put a chair. I don't think you had any place to put in a chair. As if I'd pass up the chance to watch the enchanter, Prince Lucian, in action. Oh, you know what? This is truly me. We nosy here. I sit down on a nearby bench, ready to enjoy the show. Wow. Prince Lucian, what do you think of my new shawl? Lucian studies it carefully. Silken and luxurious, masterfully woven. You have excellent taste, Lazy Rosalind. But honestly, you could make burlap look fashionable. You tease me, Prince Lucian. The Xylo weavers took 12. Prince Lucian! Margarita cut in before Rosalind could finish her sentence. Are you bragging about someone else's labor for your stuff? Have you heard the new opera on the Orpheus? As a musician yourself, I know you would love it. The music is soul-shattering. Look at him with wide eyes. Soul-shattering? Then I hope the audience survived the ordeal. Ho 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 ho! In all seriousness, I'm intrigued about the new techniques they're using. Sadly, I haven't been able to go because I've been busy. That said, if you go again, feel free to take one of my grand boxes at the theater. Prince Lucian! Your generosity is legendary. How fortunate is our empire to have you as our prince. Sorry for the interruption, Prince Lucian. I just acquired the most magnificent stallion. He is a purebred frostwind and rides like a wild storm. At last, a horse with a spirit to match your own, Lady Juliet. I've always had a weakness for the wild ones. Look at her blush. I must see this frostwind stallion of yours. It sounds remarkable. Then you must come to the races next month. As their conversation continues, I watch Lucian skillfully offer each lady a tailored compliment or gesture that leaves them all giggling like teenage girls. If this isn't sorcery, then I don't know what is. Thanks for your wonderful company, ladies, but I must get going. Enjoy the rest of your luncheon. The ladies nod and sigh regretfully as they watch him leave. He's gonna see me, isn't he? I watch Lucian in awe as he strides across the glass house. Then, as if he senses my eyes on him, he goes perfectly still. Oh no! He didn't see me, did he? Footstep. Closer. Closer still until he stops right beside my bench. Oh no. No, 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 no. What have we here? I gulp and force myself to look up. Oh, hi, Your Highness. He sits down next to me and rests his arm on the back of the bench. His fingers brush my shoulder as they pass. Ooh. This isn't swoon-worthy. Nuh-uh. I do like his jacket, though. The navy's nice. He moves a little closer and I back away. Now my side is pressed against the rose bush, its thorns pricking through my blouse. Ouch. The sweet scent of the roses overwhelms my senses, making me dizzy. Okay, back up a little there. Did you enjoy watching me? Hold on. We gotta save. I haven't read the options yet, but... Okay. Sorry, won't happen again. I was watching We're gonna go with the most unhinged, okay? From now on, this whole route is going to be unhinged. Yes, the performance was quite fascinating. All the ladies are pining after you, thinking they have a chance. But you don't like any of them, do you? What was I watching? A comedy? A tragedy? Or a tragicomedy? You seem to have mistaken the palace for a circus. Honestly, it doesn't seem like there's much of a difference at this point. With all that plastered clown smiles and fake laughter. What is in the water here? I'm honestly not sure if you're bold or just reckless. Either way, it's highly entertaining. I shall allow you this indulgence. But should there be a next? He slowly tilts my chin upward with a single finger. Dang, I would bite that. I won't be so forgiving. Okay. I don't mean bite that in like this is cute. It's be like, don't touch me. But he is a prince. He's a prince, I guess. And technically I've died twice, so what do I fear now? He's beautiful, but like, beautiful things are dangerous. Good day, Governess Montclair. Then he strolls away nonchalantly. We're still at 100. He's lying. Eek. That was close. While Princess Amelia takes an afternoon nap, I head to the Imperial Library for a quick look around. Libraries have always been my refuge, filled with the scent of ink and dust and brimming with knowledge. Much to my surprise and delight, the library is far quieter than I had imagined. A map of the Empire catches my eye. First, I find Outerwild on the map, which is the place where I grew up in an orphanage. Then my gaze drifted toward the conquered lands. Frostwind, Elmwick, Pembroke, Valentis, Eldenwood, Saltspire, Xylos, Castellamare, Elmar. The Great Unification brought together more than a dozen kingdoms and territories. I find myself wondering what life is like in those distant lands, and whether I might have come from one of them. My memories before 6 is hazy. I wander through the aisles, unable to suppress my soft ohs and ahs as I examine the ancient tomes and sacred documents on display. If I win this position, the answers to my past are somewhere in this room. I can feel it. The library doors suddenly swing open, so I peek out from behind the bookshelves. It's Maximilian. I knew it. It's the Crown Prince. Fancy seeing him here. Griffin, I need a stronger stimulant. But Your Highness, the physicians have warned... Oh no, this is a personal conversation not meant for my ears. I hurry further down the aisle, only to reach a dead end and realize there's nowhere left to go. Looks like I just have to wait until they're gone. I am well aware of their warnings, but the Northern reports will not read themselves. Do as I instructed. Very well, Your Highness. I shall fetch the tonic immediately. Mr. Griffin's footsteps fade into the distance, but the steady rhythm of Maximilian's footsteps grows louder. I flatten myself against the shelves, my eyes fixed blankly on the rows of spines as I wait for him to pass. His footsteps move past me. You. Turn around. Now. For goodness sake. Why did I sigh so loudly? Dang, we got Cavedon. Who sent you to spy on me? Hold on. We are going full unhinged. I think we might die this time. I was here first, which would make you the one spying on me. That's it? That's all it took to make him speechless? Governess? Pretending you didn't recognize me? The excuse is so unoriginal. But I'll let you off the hook this time. Because you're handsome. Whoa, he's blushing! I'm engaged. Doesn't make you any less handsome. Whoa, his whole face is red. That's cute. Dang. But I won't compromise my morals. You are engaged. Very well. As you were. Yeah, they're both crazy. They're both crazy. What in the... I wandered the aisles of the library for a while. Hi, welcome in. This is so funny. I'm like, thank you so much for dropping by. We have been having a blast. Not only is the art absolutely stunning, it's like watching a manhwa come to life, but the options are insane, like in a great way. I think there's something a little in the palace's water, but it's been so much fun. So much fun, genuinely. Thank you for stopping by. I'm trying to remember if I read this or not. Unhinged options for maximum chaos. Yes, and we've loved it. It's... At first we were going to look at multiple options, but I fully committed to doing a completely unhinged chaos route. So we are just going all in on every unhinged option. It's been so fun. I think I didn't read this, so I'm gonna read it again. I wandered the aisles of the library for a while. Before long, it's time for me to return to my afternoon lessons. I make my way over to Maximilian's desk to say goodbye. It's only courteous. I'm sure that's all you... Oh. We both have the same reaction. He's... sleeping? He's very pretty. That's right, he mentioned needing a stimulant earlier. We saving constantly. I don't think this is gonna save us. This might be the end of our run. I will load, but we're gonna be unhinged all the way through. He's reviewing the defense plans for the northeastern borders. He's working on the defense plans for the northern territories. I study his strategy for a moment. It's a wartime approach, costly but effective. And his handwriting is... atrocious. It's a chaotic tangle of sharp and illegible characters riddled with corrections. Nothing like the decisive, meticulous commander portrayed in the books. Without the intimidating expression he wears whilst he's awake, he looks almost vulnerable. Whoa, that was a great blinking waking up motion. I was... If you have finished gawking, you may leave. Alright, okay. We can only do this so many times, but we're committed. Not gawking, strategizing. I can't help it. You're very handsome. There's nothing wrong with taking a nap. Okay, which one do we think is the unhinged option? Not gawking, strategizing, or I can't help it, you're very handsome. Which one is more unhinged? I feel like both, to me, would be unhinged to say in this situation. We'll try both. We'll do I can't help it, you're very handsome, but I don't feel like we would praise him twice. This is most improper. I am engaged. More importantly, I am your monarch. Calm down, I was only joking. Yes, I see you have a penchant for jokes. I overlooked your previous infraction because I was partly at fault. But somehow my leniency made you think that I could be the subject of your amusement. Perhaps you would be better suited to being a court jester. Okay, not the one, not the right one. But you are not fit to be our governess. Oh, ending. So I must ask you to leave the palace immediately. Griffin will arrange your transport home. But now, governess, before I call the guards. Yes, your highness. The end of the route. Alright, a joke taken too far. Fair. So. Yes. Okay, then we're gonna go with this. Regarding your defense plan, I'm from the north, so I have a suggestion. What is it? Guards, remove this governess. It was immediate. What is it? The north freezes solid in the winter. And without outside invaders, garrisons probably aren't needed then. Have you thought about putting that manpower to better use? Maybe building infrastructure? Infrastructure? Like what? I'm not certain, but I'm sure you'll find places where extra hands could be useful. Maximilian studies the plans intently. And if you find my suggestion helpful, feel free to acknowledge it later. Just kidding, I'm just happy to be of service. Goodbye, your highness. Goodbye. Alright. Oh. Okay, so I picked the too unhinged option, which is why we ended up the way we did, but... What was the other option? Hold on, let me save this really quick and then see what the other option was. Was it, it's okay to take a nap? Oh, okay, then we don't need to pick that one. The rest of the afternoon of Amelia went by smoothly. Her eagerness is endearing. I can already tell that she'll be a diligent and attentive pupil. Any governess would be fortunate to teach her. When the day was finally over, she hugged me tightly and whispered that she hopes I'll be back tomorrow. At least I know for certain that the princess likes me, and that fills me with hope. There's a knock at the door. My heart skips a beat. Could this be the result of my interview? I rushed to the door. Mr. Griffin! He hands me a wax-sealed envelope. Congratulations, Governess Montclair. Your appointment has been approved by the House of Windrake, the Imperial family. We humbly welcome you to the Imperial household. He bows and leaves, and I quickly close the door behind him. My hands tremble as I break the seal and pull out the contents. Inside is a beautifully crafted appointment letter bearing the Imperial emblem. I gasp with joy and press the letter to my chest. I take the ring out of my jewelry box. I've made it! And I can't wait to begin my life at the Imperial Palace. I was gonna sing When Will My Life Finally Begin, but I stretch and yawn after hours in the Imperial Library. It's been weeks since I started living a double life. Excuse me. Teaching Amelia by day and searching for my lineage by night. Good evening, Governess Montclair. Madame Evelyn is the head librarian. After spending nearly every evening here, I've gotten to know her quite well. She's as gentle as a grandmother, but enforces rules as strictly as a magistrate. Unless you are a cat, in which she will let you get away with almost anything. Back again today? I don't believe I've seen a governess quite as hardworking as you. Well, one can never know enough. I'm off to supper. Make sure you get to the dining hall before they clean up. Don't leave it too late again. Thanks, madam. I will. I scan the endless rows of shelves and sigh. I never thought that I would feel sick at the sight of too many books. A growl of my stomach brings me back to the present. Whatever the answer may be, it is for the future Seraphina to worry about. I gather my books and head to the dining hall. As I make my way through the palace grounds, a familiar figure appears before me. It's the lady I met before. I must thank her for the advice she gave me before my interview. Good evening. It's you. Congratulations on securing the governess position. And it's all thanks to you. I don't think I would have passed without your advice. How have you been adjusting to life in the palace? The Imperial Palace is truly magnificent, and I'm provided with every comfort I could ask for. And Princess Amelia is a wonderful student. I still can't believe I'm really here. I stopped myself mid-ramble, realizing that we still haven't properly introduced ourselves. By the way, I am Seraphina Montclair from Outerwild. What a lovely name, Seraphina. I'm Nerissa Valin. I assist His Majesty with his private affairs. She is the woman that everyone whispers about in the corridors, the seductress. The tragic death of the Empress after Amelia's birth left the Empire in mourning except for the Emperor himself. Rumor has it that he had been captivated by a commoner long before the Empress's untimely death. Her status as the Emperor's mistress gives her little real power in court. You must have a lot of questions about the palace. Yes, I do. Alright, here we go. It's the villainous. What is the most unhinged thing to ask? I think all of them are unhinged. Let's ask something... Prince Maximilian's engagement, Prince Lucian. Oh boy, why don't we're gonna be the villainous for a little bit? Let's see. I think the most unhinged thing would be to say I have no more questions, but why not? What's the Emperor like? His Majesty is a complicated man. You have the chance to judge for yourself. Oh, you can ask about everything. Prince Maximilian's engagement, is it a love match? Love or not, it doesn't matter. Their union strengthens the empire, and that's what matters. Don't tell me you're intrigued by the crown prince. Ho ho, let's go. Hold on. We're gonna say yes. Aren't we all? He's practically a living legend. Legends are written by the victors. In truth, they're no less human than the rest of us. I think I like him better as a human. With all the human emotions. Joy, sorrow, desire, lust. You'd better be careful. Human or not, he's an imperial. He could end your life with a word. And so could his fiancée. That's crazy. Hold on. We're gonna go say no. That's true. I honestly think his fiancée would do that, so... Good. Some legends are best left untouched. Knowing them tends to ruin the illusion. Or worse, you fall for them and still can't have them. Sure. Maybe his fiancée is really nice. That would be a plot twist. But I don't think she'd be warning us if that was the case. If that's how you see it. Does Prince Lucien have someone he fancies? Have you already fallen for him already? Okay, my answer's gonna be no, but we are here exploring the crazy stuff. He's very handsome. At least you're honest. But don't let his angelic appearance fool you. He's far more cunning than he lets on. Otherwise, you might become his next victim. And what if I want to be his victim? Then be prepared to lose everything. Alright. We save. Actually, I don't need to. I won't go back to this one. Smart. He's not as harmless as he appears. Leave that sort of trouble to the court ladies. You'll find no shortage of decent men in the capital. That's it. Thanks for your insight. You're very welcome. She glances at the darkening sky. Pardon me, but I must be going. The Emperor does not like to be kept waiting. Enjoy your evening. Good evening, Lady Nerissa. A few more peaceful weeks pass, during which I pore over countless genealogical records. But I have yet to find a single match for my emblem. There are simply too many noble families, and I don't want to even think about expanding my search to the new territories. But I put the research aside today because it is Princess Amelia's 6th birthday, and I will get to see the princess. I had assumed that living in the palace would mean crossing paths with them every day, but in reality they are as elusive as unicorns. I am the first to arrive at Amelia's room. Happy birthday, Your Highness. You look especially radiant today. Thank you, Governess Montclair. I give you stories of brave and clever princesses who are just like you. Read them to me now. All right. I am reading the book to Amelia when there is a knock on the door. And look at all those presents. Maximilian enters, followed by his footmen carrying large, heavy boxes. Good morning, Your Highness. Good morning, Governess Montclair. Happy birthday, Amelia. Thank you. As soon as the footmen set the gifts down, Amelia rushes over to pick one up. She unwraps it to review paints, sable hair brushes, and expensive pigments. So you've changed your mind about the importance of art lessons? Maybe. Oh, I love these colors! Amelia squeals as she sifts through her new treasure. Happy birthday, Amelia! Thanks, Lulu! Good morning, lovely governess. It seems my brother has miraculously beaten me to the celebration this time. I need to attend court soon, so I came early. So what? So do I. He casually shrugs. That doesn't mean I intend to arrive on time. Art supplies from you? Has our Crimson Reaper confused a paintbrush for a sword? You're only jealous because my gift is better than yours. Ha 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 ha. If you say so. He produces a small, ornate box. I got you this, little Amelia. Inside the box is a delicate locket that opens to reveal a painted miniature of the siblings. Oh, and not the dad. What a thoughtful gift! I wish I had a locket of my family's portraits so I could gaze upon their faces. Happy birthday, little one. Now I can see you two every day. Lucian gently ruffles her hair. Exactly. He casts a playful glance at Maximilian. Take note, brother. This is the true art of gift giving. I believe a gift's value is decided by the recipient, not the giver. Governess Montclair, if you were to receive our gifts, which would you prefer? Oh no, why does Lucian have to drag me into their crossfire? Heh. This is where we finally have to give up on our 100-100. We're gonna have to make a choice, and I choose both. Both gifts are thoughtful. Either one would bring me great joy. The only thing worse than choosing the losing side, governess, is refusing to choose at all. Yes, one who tries to defend everything ends up defending nothing. Oh, both of them dropped. They were both upset. Well, I'll be damned. We actually agree on something. That is rare. Great, I've embarrassed myself in front of both princes. I figured that was the most unhinged option because you do want to pick, but personally, let's pick paint supplies. Someone once expressed concern about my teaching methods. And now he seems to have had a change of heart. Which means I may be able to convince him to join my art class. Ha 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 ha. I'm jealous. I want to enroll as well. He is still upset. Alright. Of course, the more the merrier. Very well, I must go. I will see you and Amelia at the dinner this evening. Bye, Maximilian. Bye, Maximilian. Okay. So he becomes 66. I'm just curious. If we load and see what happens. I just don't like people who are sly. You have no idea how curious commoners are to see the faces of the rulers. I could charge a copper for every peek at the portrait inside. I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. He's still laughing, so honest about your schemes. Whew, he's still at a high value. Aren't you afraid someone might rob you of the locket? With all the profits, I can hire an elite bodyguard. True. Alright. I think I'll choose... we're gonna choose Maximilian's, even though I feel like going on that path will cause his fiancée to send me back to where I came from. Alright, I also need to get going. See you all tonight. Bye, Lucian. Goodbye, your highnesses. I thought you were planning to be late for court again. Who says I'm heading to court? Since you consider yourself an art connoisseur now, I'm on my way to commission a grand family portrait just for you. It'd be perfect for your study. Spare me the trouble, keep it for yourself. I chuckle at the light-hearted siblings sparring as their voices fade down the hallway. I look back at Amelia, who is now gazing at the portrait in the locket. What's the matter, princess? The portrait is missing Papa. I haven't seen him in such a long time. Oh, Emperor Alaric, the elusive Ravensburg sovereign. In the months that I've served as Amelia's governess, I haven't seen the Emperor even once. If he can't come to us, perhaps we could go to him instead? Go to Papa? You could even bring him a small gift. A gift? Like what? My gaze drifts to the table where I see the paints and the locket that the brothers have gifted, and an idea strikes me. I know. I lean closer and lower my voice conspiratorially. Something very special. What? What is it? Something I'm certain your father will love. I whispered the idea into her ear. Yes, I'll make it right away. She's gonna paint a family portrait. We head down the long corridor toward the Emperor's chambers. Amelia skips ahead, her excitement evident. My heart pounds with a mix of trepidation and anticipation at the prospect of meeting the Emperor. What is he like? Princess Amelia would like to see His Majesty. I find myself holding my breath as I gaze upon the mighty Emperor of Ravensburg. He's regal and magnificent, yet his presence has a jagged edge that makes people uneasy. It's hard to believe that I share the same air with the mastermind who reshaped the continent. He didn't do anything. He sent his son to do it for him. A movement in the corner of my eye catches my attention. It's Nerissa. I beam at her and she returns the greeting with a small nod. Amelia lets out a small gasp of joy and skips forward, her skirts fluttering as she heads straight for her father. Papa! What is it, Amelia? I made you something. Eagerly, she holds out her painting to him. Governess? Yes, Your Majesty? Was it your idea to bring Amelia here today? Yes. Why? Oh boy. One wrong answer and it's off with my head again. Oh, I'm not gonna say this. I'm sorry. I know. Oh, shoot. I told you guys I was gonna choose the most unhinged option, but I don't want to pick that. Okay, we'll do this one though. In truth, I wanted to see Lady Nerissa. She is the most beautiful woman I have ever laid my eyes upon. We in trouble. Is she now? Yes. I've paced the gardens day in and day out hoping to meet her again. But she hasn't appeared lately. So I thought perhaps I might find her in your chambers. You are crazy. And I was right. Very well. You may join us tonight. Thanks for your gracious invitation, Your Majesty. But I just want Lady Nerissa. Holy smokes, we are gonzo. How dare you? Guards, throw this governess out. That may have been a little too bold. Yeah, I think you had stopped there, you would have been fine. That was crazy. Oh, don't pick that. Yes, we lost. Oh, mans. Do we pick I wanted to meet you or Amelia wanted to see you? Mans. I said we'd go unhinged. We have to commit. I have to commit. I have to commit. We have to go for it. I have served as a governess to the imperial family for over a month now. Yet I have never had the honor of meeting Your Majesty, so I thought I ought to introduce myself. If I wanted an introduction, I would have summoned you myself. Yet you decided to interrupt my busy schedule today using Amelia as an excuse. It is apparent that you are unaware. Yep. Again, guards. And this painting. Maximilian has mastered swordsmanship by the age of 8. Lucian debated philosophers by the age of 9. She still has far to go before she reaches the level of refinement expected of an imperial princess. Is it not good? It's acceptable. For a common child. If that's the future you envision for yourself. So you are the result of my son's decisions. I had questioned their choice. Your background is unremarkable. Your accomplishments are modest. Still, I assumed they saw potential that I had overlooked. Clearly, that was a misplaced gesture of good faith. Is he gonna throw me out now? So now I am correcting it. Here we go. Effective immediately. Oh no, I'm going to lose my position. Your Majesty. Not now, Nerissa. With all due respect, what use are swords or philosophy to a princess? Her role isn't to compete with your son's. It's to secure alliances through marriage. To be charming, to be beloved. Is this a masterpiece? No. But it demonstrates a strong sense of family loyalty. Isn't that the most important quality you want in your children? She offers him a cup of tea. Please, take a break, Your Majesty. You've had a long morning. There's no need to dwell on a child's painting. The princess is still young, and I trust the governess now understands exactly what is expected of her. As the emperor takes a sip of the tea, she glares at me. Her message is unmistakable. Go, now. Oops. I take Amelia's hand and hurry her out of the room and away from the emperor's gaze as quickly as her little legs can carry her. No, she's crying. Hold on, we're gonna save. I don't like this, but this might be the way to go. We'll see. He might hate it either way. It's the princess's birthday and she had missed you, so I thought it would be a good time to show you her progress. If I wanted to see my own daughter, I would have summoned her. Instead, you interrupted my work using her birthday as an excuse. And this painting. Okay, so it's the same. Oh. So Nerissa. Okay. Okay. She's still crying. I either die or we take her away. I don't dare breathe until the grand door swings shut behind us. In the hallway, Amelia buries her tear-streaked face in my skirt and muffles her quiet whimpers. He thinks I'm bad. I wrap my arms around her, but my hands are shaking so much that I can barely stroke her hair. I'm sorry, princess. It was foolish of me to think that all fathers are like mine. If it weren't for Nerissa, I would have lost my position. I will not make that mistake again. And once the adrenaline has faded and my trembling has stopped, I reach out and brush the tears from her cheeks. Come now, little princess. Let's get you cleaned up. And get you looking your best for the birthday banquet this evening. The imperial families gathering in the dining hall is a sight to behold. All of the empire's most powerful figures are in one room. Let us begin. Amelia, I hope you continue to grow in wisdom, beauty, and grace. And prove yourself worthy of the Windrake name. Thank you, father. He cuts into his meat and the rest of the family follows suit. It's a rare pleasure to dine together as a family, father. I believe the last time was on my birthday? And that was months ago, and there was a large, noisy crowd. The Windrakes always dine together on birthdays. The tradition of Ravensburg must be upheld, especially by the imperial family. Of course. Traditions. Lady Victoria, have you been visiting the palace often since the engagement? Yes, Your Majesty. I come here almost every day. The palace gardens are just as lovely as I remember them from my childhood. Good. And has Maximilian been a gracious host? He has been, Your Majesty, but... Prince Maximilian is burdened with many responsibilities. It is difficult for us to spend time together. Is that so? Are you too busy to attend to your future crown princess? My apologies, father. There are constant reports requiring immediate review. A prince who cannot manage his own household cannot manage an empire, Maximilian. Like you are managing your own household, you old fart. Make the time. Understood. Speaking of reports, have you finalized the defense plan for the northern borders? Actually, I've made some small changes. I reduced the size of the winter garrisons and redirected the manpower to road reconstruction and maintenance. Why? To improve communication with the border regions for easier control and trade, and to increase their economic reliance on the Empire. An interesting gamble. But an open road also allows the traders and invaders to reach the capital faster. Do you have a large enough garrison in case of a conflict? Yes, this strategy is only being implemented in parts of the northern border for now. Hopefully we can find the right balance in a few years. Dangerous for you to play architect when you were raised a commander, Maximilian. But I'll allow this experiment of yours. What's the latest on the negotiations with the Pembrokes? He's insufferable as usual. He believes he has leverage because his territory has most of the raw materials needed for our reconstruction. Then make him believe that he will lose those territories if he refuses to cooperate. Only settle on a favorable compact. Yes, Father. Father, do you have a suggestion for the Pembroke taxation dispute, Amelia? No. Then listen and learn. Yes, Father. Oh, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Alright. Your Majesty. Amelia is far too young to have an opinion on matters like taxation. All she wanted was a moment of your attention on her birthday. I noticed the princess shaking their heads frantically, urging me to stop. Surely you could grant her that much? Governess, are you a father? No, Your Majesty. Then I will not have you criticizing the way I raise my daughter. Furthermore, your conduct just now shows a shocking disregard for proper etiquette. You are dismissed from your position immediately. Your Majesty, guards, escort the governess out. Here we go. I knew it, but we had to try. The prince is very different from the king. No, technically they're not that bad. They just kicked me out and I no longer have any future prospects. I didn't technically lose my life. They died in silence. The only sound is the faint clinking of cutlery against porcelain. The tension is thick enough to choke on. Once the main course has been cleared away, the Emperor puts down his cutlery. I need to speak with the Grand Chancellor. Continue the dinner without me. He exits without another look as the door is gently shut behind him. The moment he leaves, the tension snaps like a cut wire. Honestly, the man has a remarkable talent for turning fine wine into vinegar. Be respectful, Lucien. I am being respectful. I waited until the door was closed. Surely you agree, Victoria. His Majesty has been nothing but gracious to me. Oh yes, we all saw that. I'd wager he'll treat his future Rosemore daughter better than his own. Lucien, that was uncalled for. And you're distressing Amelia. She rises gracefully and takes a large velvet box from her maid, then steps to Amelia's side. Happy birthday, my dear princess. I have made something special for you. The rubies match your eyes and the diamonds is blessed by the high priest. It's as radiant as you are. It's so pretty. Can I wear it now? Absolutely. She places it gently on Amelia's head. There. It fits perfectly. Oh, it's so heavy. And you look beautiful. You've always had a weakness for shiny things, Victoria. Yeah, you've always had a weakness for things that won't yield. Won't yield? No. Resistance is merely an illusion. It only makes the conquest more thrilling. Amelia seems tired. Perhaps it's time for her to retire. Princess. Governess Montclair. Come join us at the table. Whoa. Oh, I couldn't possibly. Of course you can. With father gone, it's just us. Make yourself comfortable. Where would you like to sit? Griffin will bring over a chair. Head of the table? I don't want to die. Between Maximilian and Victoria? Absolutely not. End of the table. That... Can I just pick nothing? Whoa. Oh, boys. I know I told you guys I would pick the most unhinged option, but I feel like there is... Go to the funniest one first. I don't know which one's funny. They're all scary. Okay, if we pick the head of the table, it's between Maximilian and Lucien. If we pick between Maximilian and Victoria, no! That's not funny. I think... look at her. She's holding something in her hand. I feel like that would hit me. Between... Okay, I'm gonna chicken out this time. The unhinged option is only fun when it's obviously not. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if it's just silly, I think this time I'm gonna go for the end of the table to sit between the two ladies. I saved. We'll see. I'll sit at the end of the table. Safe choice. Very sensible. Okay, both of theirs dropped. Are they I'm so happy you're sitting next to me. As soon as I sit down, Amelia leans her head against my arm. I gently smooth her hair. I know, I also agree with that between Lucien and Amelia, but I kind of wanted to see. Did you see how far? Oh, he didn't drop that much. He dropped like 20 points. We can save. I'm going to stick to this option, but we can save and go look at some of the others. Let's go. We're going to load. Oh, we're going to die. Let's see what happens if I pick here. There's no need to bother Mr. Griffin. I'll take the chair that was just vacated. Look at them. I don't think I've ever met anyone quite as interesting as you. Let's get you settled at the end of the table. Ha 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 ha. Yes, interesting. Okay. They both still drop. That is too audacious. That's what I mean. That one is crazy. I'm not picking between Maximilian and Victoria. If you guys are curious, you can definitely pick that one. May I squeeze in between you and the princess? Yes, of course. Whoa, how's this gonna work? Whoa, different perspective. Lucien leans in and whispers. I had hoped that you would sit next to me. No. I'm so happy that you're sitting next to me. I gently smooth her hair. Oh, both of them are equal now. Heck no. Okay, hold on. So that one is kind of balances it out, but let's load and just be safe. They both dropped. They both dropped anyways. So, has the Imperial Palace lived up to your expectations? The books I have read barely do it justice. The food is wonderful, the rooms are comfortable, and the palace grounds are breathtaking. Each day brings a new adventure as I discover hidden corners of the gardens. Excellent, but have you discovered any hidden passageways yet? Hidden passageways? Of course. No palace would be complete without secret tunnels. They're hiding in plain sight. You'll find them if you look closely. How interesting. I'll look more carefully. Your northern accent. Where are you from? Outerwild, Your Highness. Ah, Outerwild. The high mountains of the Empire. Yes, it couldn't be more different from the capital. Then what made you decide to take a position in the capital? People in the capital are more I want more money. I am looking for my Oh, no, don't tell them that. You never tell your motivation. They'll start using it against you, looking into it, and then you won't get the answers. And usually because they are involved in your past, it's messy. Wonder if you have to find them by clicking random places and scenes for hidden passages? Maybe. That would be an interesting mechanic, wouldn't it? I want more money. Oh boy. How audacious. We're gonna be crazy. I heard that the people here in the capital are very handsome. So I thought if I came here, I'll be handsome too. Oh, woes! You are plenty good looking yourself. I doubt the capital has much improvement to offer. Yeah, I think that... They stayed the same. They stayed the same. Regardless of your reasons, we're happy to have you as our governess. Okay, we're gonna go back and load. Being a governess to an earl is respectable. Being a governess to the imperial family? Respectable and rich. Why not both? Why not indeed? They don't really care for my reasons, do they? Okay, I'm not gonna pick it, but I'm really curious what happens. Because I think each time we do this, even though I'm treating it as if each reaction is giving us a different choice, we now know that when you choose actions, it also changes their interaction with the people around them. So there could be a lot of different combinations. Keep that in mind. I was orphaned at a young age, so I came here hoping to discover who my parents were. I'm sorry to hear that. Were they from the capital? Truthfully, I have no idea where my family came from. Is there anything we can do to help? That's kind of you, Your Highness, but you've already helped me a great deal by hiring me. That's so sus. Both of them went up slightly. Whoa! They value honesty. They value honesty. He went up by like 3 points. That's very silly. Regardless of the reasons, we're happy to have you as our governess. Outer World, you know, I've never been there myself. Have you been there, Max? Don't call me Max. But yes, I passed through it a few years ago. I remember the Crown Prince marched his army through Outerworld on his way to conquer the Pembroke Kingdom 3 years ago. When victory was declared, Outerworld was drunk with celebration. After a century of border skirmishes, peace was finally established and the Kingdom of Pembroke became part of the Empire. Good grief. Is there anywhere in the Empire you haven't been? Not many. So then what's the most beautiful place you've ever seen? Drakenberg, the capital. Really? Nothing beats a place like home. Nothing beats a place like home. I'm the opposite. If I had time, I would travel all across the Empire. I suppose I wouldn't mind traveling a bit, once things are more stable. Governess Montclair. What kind of hero would you rather travel with? Okay, I want the princess to go to sleep. A mysterious rogue or a brave knight? They should amuse themselves. It doesn't matter if he's a rogue or a knight. Give me a man of a handsome face and a muscular body and I will be perfectly content. Whoa, look how much they dropped. I lost all their respect. 83, yeah. Yeah, I would too. That just sounded... Okay. Personally, I... probably go for the knight. The thing is, knights don't have necessarily honor their code. Rogues might have an honor code. It really is dependent, but in this case, I'd probably pick the knight. That one is easy. A knight comes with a sword, a purse of coins, and a horse. Very practical for traveling. How predictable. Oh, come on. Did you really expect any girl to turn down the chance to snuggle against the steel breastplate of a knight? Sturdy, solid, unyielding. Look at Victoria. Holy shoot, my mistake. I should have seen that answer coming. He went up and he went down. Dang. Like, Lucien drops high and low really abruptly, but Maximilian's like a slow burn. And you can see Victoria trying to kill me. Princess? I kneel down and cradle her small body in my arms. Okay, we're gonna save. Yeah, I don't want to be. We gonna load and try not to get killed. Do you have any idea how useful a rogue can be? Resourceful, cunning, and best of all, they can lockpick. We'll never have to worry about locked doors or sealed chests, or buried secrets. I see you really do appreciate the nuances of a rogue. It takes one to know one. My, you really are fascinating. Not again. Whoa, he went from 80, 83, 85 to 71. He was really disappointed, but Maximilian, you have a fiancé. I kneel down and cradle her small body in my arms. Princess? Wake up! Her skin is cold and her body is limp. What's wrong? I don't know. Physician, now. Yes, at once, Your Highness. Amelia's bedroom, which is normally fragrant of fresh herbs, now reeks of burnt herbs and smelling salts. But the most pungent scent of all is the heavy gnawing dread that fills the room. The Grand Master of the Imperial Physician's brow is furrowed as he mumbles to himself. It's as though he's trying to solve an impossible riddle. Enough silence. Update. Your Highness, I'm sorry to say this, but I suspect poison. Poison? Impossible. Our food is rigorously tested by poison tasters, and today is no exception. Poison testers are adults. They have more tolerance than a child. Also, some poisons enter the body through skin contact or inhaled air. Then identify the poison immediately. Common poisons don't cause symptoms like this. I have run all the available tests, but... The princess' condition is deteriorating quickly. The results will take days, if not weeks. Unacceptable. Find a way. There is one remedy. A total restoration of the humors by replacing her tainted blood with that of a healthy person. Oh, traditional medicine that doesn't work. What? This experimental remedy is the latest development by the Imperial Academy and has produced some very promising results. I've already summoned the finest physicians in the capital for this procedure. They are on their way as we speak. We can start as soon as they arrive tomorrow morning. Your Majesty. Your Majesty. Father. This experimental remedy. What is the success rate? About 2 of 3 patients make a complete recovery, but 1 out of 3. If we don't apply the remedy, then it's 0 out of 3. Proceed once you're ready. Yes, Your Majesty. We'll start at first light tomorrow once all the physicians have gathered. Maximilian, Lucien, an urgent council has just been called and you both must attend. We cannot allow word to spread that the princess is ill. I don't know about you, but I feel incredibly comforted knowing that Father will attend the council even when I'm on my deathbed. Surely you didn't expect anything different. Maybe we can tell our father that we aren't feeling well and can't attend the council? Have you lost your mind? He literally just saw us. Do you not recall what happened the last time you disobeyed him? Which time? I've lost count. Luce, fine. There's little we can do here anyway. Let's go. I was going to suggest that we pretend to be unwell once we are in the council. Oh. Don't worry, I got a plan. It will definitely work better than your terrible acting. Also, if I can give a suggestion, I feel like that tiara Victoria gave the princess was sus. Whatever gets the job done. Yes, brother, come walk with me in the shadows. Yes, brother, come walk with me in the shadows. The room feels empty and oppressive once the princes are gone. Are 6 birthdays cursed? What if Amelia doesn't wake up? What will happen to my governor's position? Okay, this is not the time for you to think of your governor's position. There is someone in front of you who is losing their life. The lead tiara. I was thinking more like poisoned, dipped in poison tiara. What about searching for my family? Okay, Stair, let's have priorities. If only I had studied healing arts. Wait, I've seen books on toxicology in the Imperial Library. Physician, can you please summarize all of the princess's symptoms for me again? I'll research poisons in the Imperial Library. On your own? Without any formal training? You'd be searching blind. Then tell me what to look for. Gather every reference on poisons, then check for the following symptoms: sudden fatigue, yellowing of the skin, and dark speckling beneath the flesh. Oh, they said it was a blessed gem. You're right. That is also very possible. They did emphasize that. If you find a match, notify me immediately. Understood. I tear through the library shelves, pulling down books on venomous insects, poisonous plants, and toxic minerals. Soon my desk is buried under the stacks of books. I let out a heavy sigh of despair. Sifting through them all would take weeks, no months. I take a deep breath and straighten my posture. But no, I cannot give up. Not until the very last moment. It might be the paint, though. It could be a lot of things. Wait a second. No. It couldn't be the paint. The paint was given to her by her brother. The sky is starting to light up, marking the dawn of a new day. Madame Evelyn graciously allowed me to use the library after hours last night, but I didn't expect to still be here in the morning. I yawn and my head droops, but I don't stop. Can't stop. The physicians are going to start the experimental remedy soon. I must hurry. I ignore the fatigue and reach for the next book. Golden Berries. Many years ago, a boy died after eating a wild berry in Shadowfen Mountain, which is located in a region bordering Pembroke. Oh, toxic pigments on the crown, I see. What color was the boy's skin before he died? Yellow. It was yellow. I searched the bookshelves for books about plants from Shadowfen Mountain, but I find nothing. Just then, Madame Evelyn appears, ready for a new day at work. Madame Evelyn! Oh my goodness, you scared the living daylights out of me. You are still here? From last night? Yes! Madam, I need your help. I'm looking for books on botany focusing on the area around the Shadowfen Mountains. It is located on the border between Pembroke and Outerwild. Unfortunately, we have no botanical records from Pembroke. In truth, we have very little documentation from that region. It is one of the last territories to be brought into the Empire. Is there anywhere else I might find information on them? Please, it's urgent. Is that why you were here all night? What is wrong? We gonna die. The princess has been poisoned. I'm helping to look for a cure. Now that is urgent. She glances around the empty library, then leans closer and drops her voice to a whisper. We received many books from the new territories during the Great Unification. All new volumes must first be approved by the Imperial Library's review panel before they can be circulated. Until then, they remain locked away in the Chamber of Whispers, a restricted section. What other important information is hidden in this Chamber of Whispers? How do I get access? Access is restricted to the panelist. What do you need? I'll have a panelist search for you once they arrive. Time is of the essence. Isn't there any other way? There is one exception, and that's when a member of the Imperial family personally brings you into the Chamber of Whispers. Good luck, governess. One of the Imperial family, she says. Just me and a prince in a Chamber of Whispers? We might uncover secrets that could reveal the truth about Amelia's poisoning, and I might even discover who my family was. Suddenly, I am reinvigorated with hope. Now, which prince should I ask for this favor? I don't know. 71, 66... I don't want Victoria to kill me next. You're right. Oh, the demo is over. Alright, I was just about to say, I was wondering how much longer it'd be. This is really cool. Anyways, that's it for the demo. Wow, what a journey. That was crazy. We started off as like some light-hearted, silly actions, and then we started getting into it. We really tested our fate there. Wow, can I just say, does the save carry over to the full game? That's a good question. I actually don't know. Let me check something. And... okay, I don't know, but I will ask the devs and I will update you guys once I find out. I do hope it does, because there is quite a bit of choices you make, and because each choice is so influential, I think there are some people who definitely would want the demo content to carry over. But what a story. It really felt like we were in an interactive manhwa, which is crazy. As someone who's played a lot of visual novels, I didn't realize how effective having animated transitions, slight animation of like the sprites would be. It was so interesting. It really made the game so much more immersive. Highly recommend. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. That was a lot of fun. I think the writing is really good. I think that having silly choices subvert your expectations, and then having some plain choices be traps hidden in plain sight is also interesting. But one of the things you must do in this game is save. Utilize every single one of those save windows, because there are so many ways to die. So many ways. So interesting. I'm very excited. This game does come out, I believe. Let me just double check this. I'm making sure I'm not giving you the wrong information. I believe it's coming out later this year. Alright. There will be... oh. So just to warn you guys, it's not to warn you guys, but just to let you guys know, the scenes there are spicy scenes. So if that is something you're aware of, just be aware of that. And it's also going to have other warnings from... I think I can say it now. It's not like the beginning of the VOD. I'll give you all the warnings. Violence, blood, murder, human death, animal death, strong language, alcohol reference, and, like I said, spicy content. So all things to consider, but overall, a really great engaging game. If you guys are interested, definitely check out their Steam page. I have it linked in my description box below. Also check out some of the other Otome games as part of Otome Game Celebration. So many games are featured. I actually have a whole bunch I want to play. I could not fit them all. Also, I physically don't think I could play them all. But I will probably summarize, if I play any off stream, I'll summarize them for you guys when we resume streams on Sunday. I do have 2 more games for Otome Game Celebration Week. Both of them are a little more lighthearted, and both of them, one is about chocolates and one is about a cafe. So you guys should look forward to those. I'm very excited. Excuse me. Overall, 10 out of 10. Would play this again. I'm super curious. This is one of those times where if this was a manhwa, I would be like looking up spoilers to see what's going on. But in this case, it's gonna be really fun to discover what happens. So if you're interested, you should subscribe so you can watch when we play it once it is fully out. Anyways, that's gonna be it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, whether you're chatting, lurking, watching the VOD. Remember to drink water, stretch, take it easy, and take care of yourselves. My next stream will be Sunday. I will post my stream schedule soon. We will be going back to 4 streams a week next week. For my voice. But keep an eye out. It will be fun, and I do promise we will play Tomodachi Life next week. So if you have been waiting, we will finally see the continuation of... I don't remember what my island is called, but we will see what happens with the Haikyuu characters. And also... I heard that if you wait a very long time in between plays, sometimes couples will break up. So we will see if they have defied all odds and my character is still dating Atsumu. If they are still together, I'll give it to them. But I totally may or may not have. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, I'm Ria, a reader who loves the rain. I stream 4 times a week, Sunday, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I post my schedule in my community tab, and then I make my waiting rooms about a day in advance if I can. I didn't get to make this one last night, but I needed to update the thumbnail, so it kind of worked out anyways. Oh, it is so fun. I can't wait. I can't wait to show you guys and play it on stream. But I have learned that my island has a limit, and by that I mean my capture card has a limit for how many Miis it can sustain, so we shall see. We shall see. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me today. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I hope I see you guys in the next stream. Until next time!